IIT JAM 2021 question number 31. Please understand multiple select questions का मतलब कि multiple answers can be correct. Okay, तो Q is equal to 40,000 minus 800p, and per unit cost of producing each album is 8 rupees. Okay, we are taking a look at these three options. 20% of the revenue from the sales, rupees 2 per album sold, and a fixed fee of 32,000. So let's understand for each of them which is the best contract for the singer. Okay, let's go on the whiteboard. Okay, so how many albums will be sold? First, let's understand that. Pi is equal to PQ minus 8Q. अब ये P क्या है? P is basically 800p is equal to 40,000 minus Q. P is equal to 400 by 850 minus Q by 800. So 50 minus Q by 800 into Q minus 8Q. So maximizing the profit, 50 minus Q by 400 minus 8 is equal to 0. Q is equal to 42 into 400, 16,800. Right? 42 into 400, 16,800. So the revenue is equal to 50 minus 16,800 divided by 800. 50 minus that, 29. 29 multiplied by 16,800. 487,200. So what are we supposed to take? 20% of the revenue from the sales from the album. 20% of the revenue. 20% revenue is equal to 487,200 divided by 5. 97440. This is how much the singer will get. Second में क्या है? Second में ₹2 per album sold. ₹2 per album sold basically means profit will now be price 50 minus Q by 50 minus Q by 800 multiplied by Q minus 8Q minus 2Q, which has to be paid to the singer. Per album 2 rupees is paid to the singer. तो कितना album produce करेगा? First let's see that. 50 minus Q by 400 minus 10. Q is equal to 40 into 400. 16,000. Therefore, payment to the singer is equal to quantity this is how much the singer will get according to option 2. Those who are getting 33,600, please understand, यही क्वांटिटी नहीं होगा सेकंड केस के लिए, क्योंकि सेकंड केस का प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजिंग equation will be different. It's not the same as the profit maximizing equation of the first part. This is the profit maximizing equation of the first part. For the second part, this is what will be the profit maximizing equation. Therefore, the quantity will change. It will be 16,000 instead of 16,800, and the payment made to the singer will be this much. Third case is the fixed contract payment of 32,000. Okay. तो फर्स्ट केस में 97,440 to the singer. Next two cases में 32,000, 32,000. तो कौन सा कॉन्ट्रैक्ट इज बेटर? Contract 1 yields the highest payment, correct. Contract 2 yields the highest payment, incorrect. Contract 3 yields the highest payment, incorrect. Contract 2 and 3 yield the same payment, correct. A and D both are correct. ठीक है. Contract 1 yields 97,440. Contract 2 and 3 both yield 32,000 payment to the singer. समझ में आया सबको? समझ में आया? Then please raise your hand.
So this is question number 32. So there are two firms in an oligopolistic industry competing in prices and selling a homogeneous product. So two firms competing in prices. So usually Bertrand hota hai wo. Total cost of production for firm I is 10 QI. So marginal cost is 10, where QI is the quantity produced by firm I. Suppose firm I sets price PI and firm J sets price PJ. And the market demand which is faced by firm I is this. If PI is less than PJ, so then if you're the lower price good, so 100 minus PI will be a market demand. If PI is more than PJ, you get nothing. If PI is equal to PJ, then you both basically share the market. Okay. Now, price can take only integer values in this market. Nash equilibria is given by P110, P210, P112, P212, P140, P240, P111, P211. Okay, so in this case, of course, as we all are aware that there is a Bertrand solution which says that P1 is equal to P2 is equal to MC, right? And which is 10 here. So that is definitely one Bertrand answer. So in Bertrand, usually kya hota hai that there is undercutting. Okay, undercutting mane that suppose karo. So usually why was 10-10 the answer in the first case? Why was the only option possible? So usually kya hota tha that is question mein there is a difference. In this question, they have said that prices can only take integer values. Okay, please note this down. Prices can only take integer values. Okay. Now this is not how things usually function. जब हम अपनी Bertrand की theory पढ़ते थे, price was infinitely divisible. Okay. So usually prices infinitely divisible. Okay, so उसमें क्या होता था? You could undercut by any fraction. तो अगर हम infinitely divisible price लेते ना, तो 11 आंसर नहीं हो सकता था. Because अगर P1 is equal to P2 is equal to 11 होता, suppose करो, first round में 11 होता, second round में क्या करता? P1 कर देता 11 minus epsilon and he would have captured the whole market, right? And P2 को कुछ नहीं मिलता, फिर firm 2 को कुछ नहीं मिलता. So इसीलिए this answer was not possible. Now, because of the unique feature that P1 is equal to P2 is equal to 11, in this case, अगर हम 11 charge करते हैं, अगर if any of the firm decides to undercut, now in this case, price is not infinitely divisible. Okay, price can only be an integer. Right. So now consider the case of P1 is equal to P2 is equal to 11. Okay. If any of the firm decides to undercut, okay, so initially they both charge a price of 11. When P1 firm 1 decides to undercut, he can charge a price of 10. Okay. Now when they're charging the price of 11, they both have some profits, right? They have a profit of ₹1 per bottle sold, right? Or whatever is the good. What is the good? I don't know what the good is. So whatever is the good. So you have, मैं bottle क्यों बोलते क्योंकि हमेशा इसका मेरे को Coke and Pepsi याद आता है इस example से, duopoly से. So per quantity sold, right? They have a profit. Okay, so you have a profit of 1 rupee per quantity sold, right? Which both of them are getting. Now, if you undercut in this, you will have, let's say firm 1 decides to undercut. Firm 1 can only go from 11 straight to 10. And at 10 price, he will capture the entire market, but profit will fall to 0. Right? So 11 is actually beneficial for him also. Correct? So in this case, that is why undercutting, because usko restrict kar diya, because of the indivisibility of prices, undercutting is restricted. So from a positive profit, you will move to 0 profit in one jhatka, right? So this can also be sustained क्योंकि इससे undercut करके आप profit नहीं कमा रहे, right? So that is why P1 is equal to P2 is equal to 11 is possible. Now P1 is equal to P2 is equal to 12 is not possible because इसमें undercutting हो जाएगी. Any of the firms can start charging 11 and capture the whole market. So this is not possible. Any price higher than 11 is not possible, but 11 is possible. The answer is A and the answer is B. This and this is not possible. So the next question is question number 33, or also called question number 3 of MSQ. Which of the following statements are correct about the Indian economy during the colonial period? So the first one is that Dadabhai Naroji's estimates of the drain of wealth from India to England included, among other things, the home charges. Correct. The British brought capital from England for the construction of railways and passed on the burden of interest onto its Indian taxpayers. That's also true. The colonial administration generated a large amount of revenue from peasants by raising the land revenue. That's also true. The average annual growth of per capita income was lower during the period 2025 to 47 than the period 65 to 2025. So this answer is true, though the difference was not a lot. I mean, yes, during 25-47, it was actually falling a little, and during 65-20, it was actually rising a little, but by very little. So technically, this answer is true. So all the 4 options are correct. The next question is question number 34, also called question number 4 from MSQ. In the context of expectations augmented Phillips curve, which of the following statements are correct? So the expectations augmented Phillips curve, you have 2 curves. You have the long run curve, which is the vertical long run Phillips curve, and then you have the short run Phillips curve, which is downward sloping. So this is the short run Phillips curve, and this is the long run Phillips curve. Okay. Now, which of the following statements are correct? So as long as the actual unemployment rate exceeds the natural, the actual inflation exceeds expectation. This is actually false because the equation goes something like this. Pi t minus pi e is equal to minus some beta ut minus un. So as long as the unemployment is more than the natural rate, this should be lesser actually. The actual inflation should be lesser than the expected inflation. So this is incorrect. An increase in the natural rate of unemployment shifts the expectations augmented Phillips curve to the left. It's not actually true. It shifts it to the right. An increase in the expected inflation shifts the expectations augmented Phillips curve up and to the right. This is true. And the last option is if the actual unemployment rate exceeds the natural equals the natural rate of unemployment, the unanticipated inflation equals 0. This is also correct because then the actual inflation will be equal to the anticipated inflation. So 2 options are right.
IIT JAM 2021, question number 35. Let's take a look at this. So what do we have here? We have a function defined on the interval minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. And fx is equal to this. So let's try and understand how to break this up. there will be a positive value of x and a negative value of x, and this basically becomes cos pi by 2 minus x divided by sin pi by 2 plus x when x is negative, and this is cos pi by 2 plus x divided by sin pi by 2 minus x when x is positive. Okay, now let's understand whether this is continuous or not. In order to prove the continuity aspect, we need to find out the left hand limit and the right hand limit. Okay, and the equality to 0 can hold anywhere, because when x is equal to 0, then mod x is equal to 0, mod x is equal to minus x and plus x both. So supposing I put the equality sign here, right? So left hand limit at x is equal to 0, I will use this. So that's cos pi by 2 by sin pi by 2, which is what we have. This is also equal to the right hand limit at x is equal to 0, and this is also equal to the functional value. Okay, so all are equal to cos pi by 2 by sin pi by 2 is a big 0. Cos pi by 2 is 0, right? So we get this. LHL is equal to RHL at 0 is equal to 0. Okay. Now, so f is continuous. Now we need to go into the differentiability aspect. ठीक है, तो continuity तो हमने prove कर दिया. Is this understandable to everyone? The first part, I hope this is okay. अब differentiability में जाएंगे. In order to prove the differentiability, we'll find out the left hand derivative and the right hand derivative. तो right hand derivative तो ये रहा. तो right hand derivative एक बार देखते हैं. Right hand derivative at 0 will be limit x going to 0 fx 0 plus basically from the positive side. So this will be basically cos pi by 2 plus x divided by sin pi by 2 minus x minus 0 divided by x. So this is my right hand derivative. Now what do I see here? Let's calculate this. Limit x tends to 0 plus cos pi by 2 plus x divided by x into sin pi by 2 minus x. ये आएगा हम लोग का. This is 0 by 0 form. ये 0 by 0 form है. Okay. So what do I do? I can apply L'Hopital. तो ये limit x tends to 0 plus cos pi by 2 plus x का derivative will be sin pi by 2 plus x. ठीक है, divided by x sin pi by 2 minus x. तो इसको कैसे लिखा जा सकता है? You can write it in various ways. So x cos pi by 2 minus x into minus 1. तो माइनस हो गया यहाँ पे, एंड प्लस sin pi by 2 minus x. Now if I put x is equal to 0, ये क्या आएगा? ये बेसिकली आएगा sin pi by 2 1 divided by cos pi by 2 is 0, so minus 0 plus sin pi by 2 minus x, that is again sin pi by 2, which is 1. Okay. Yes, so cos pi by 2 plus x है, तो हाँ, this is minus sin pi by 2, right? तो ये -1 हो जाएगा. -1 is what we will get. तो ये दोनों तो डेफिनेटली ट्रू है. ठीक है, अब लेफ्ट हैंड डेरिवेटिव एट 0 को देखते हैं. लेफ्ट हैंड डेरिवेटिव एट 0 will be limit x tends to 0 minus this LHL part cos pi by 2 minus x divided by sin pi by 2 plus x minus 0 divided by x. Again you will get it as 0 by 0 format. ये जो x जो डिनोमिनेटर में है इसको लेकर जाइए यहाँ पे, ठीक है, एंड ये 0 तो 0 है बेसिकली, राइट. सो दिस इज अगेन 0 by 0 फॉर्मेट. तो अगर इसको लोपिताल यूज करें तो लिमिट x टेंड्स टू 0 माइनस दिस विल बी cos डेरिवेटिव sin minus plus sin pi by 2 minus x divided by -1 हो गया ना, इसलिए माइनस माइनस प्लस हो गया, divided by x into sin pi by 2 plus x. So x into cos into plus 1 plus ठीक है. So if I put 0, I'll get sin pi by 2 0 plus 1. So left hand derivative is 1, right hand derivative is -1. So it is not differentiable, but it is continuous. So B and C are both correct. F dash at 0 is equal to -1. ये incorrect है. Why is it incorrect? Because obviously जैसा आपने देखा जैसा आप इसको देख पा रहे हैं, this left hand derivative is not equal to the right hand derivative. इसीलिए हम लोग वो कमेंट नहीं कर सकते that it will be differentiable, and obviously it is continuous, so first part is also incorrect, right? I hope you have been able to see this. काफी working है यहाँ पे, so I hope working आपके समझ में आया एकदम अच्छे से. So this is the answer, B and C. IIT JAM 2021 question number 36. This is my M. So x plus y x plus y x minus y x minus y x plus y multiplied by 3 1 is equal to minus 1 3. So this 3x plus 3y minus x plus y is equal to minus 1. 3x minus 3y plus x plus y is equal to 3. So what do we get here? 2x plus 4y is equal to minus 1, and 4x minus 2y is equal to 3. ठीक है? Okay. What I do is I multiply this by 2. 4x plus 8y is equal to minus 2. Subtract 10y is equal to minus 5. Is this okay? So this is 4x plus 2y is equal to minus 1. This is 4x minus 2y is equal to 3. So I add 8x is equal to 2, x is equal to 1 by 4. X is equal to 1 by 4. 1 plus 2y is equal to minus 1. Therefore, y is equal to minus 1. Minus 2, yeah. X is equal to 1 by 4, y is equal to minus 1. So what is M? M is basically 1 by 4 minus 1, 1 by 4 plus 1, okay. Determinant value of M is equal to 3 by 4 minus of 3 by 4 into 3 by 4, so 9 by 16 9 by 16 minus 25 by 16. So this is basically minus 16 by 16, which is equal to minus 1. Determinant value of m is minus 1. X plus y is equal to minus 3 by 4. X minus y is equal to 5 by 4. Okay. Determinant m is equal to minus 1. Adjoint m. Adjoint m is basically equal to minus 3 by 4 minus 3 by 4 minus 5 by 4 minus 5 by 4. Determinant value of adjoint m minus 1. So adjoint m determinant value is also minus 1. It's not plus 1. Okay. So answer is A and C. Yes, IIT has this unique unique thing that multiple answers can also be correct for a few sections. Okay. So it's not MCQ, it's MSQ, multiple selective question. Multiple answers can be correct. But they will mention in that section that multiple answers can also be correct in this section, like this one. They do it all the time with joint entrance.
Now, question number 37 of MSQ. The net inflow of foreign currency into a country on current and capital account combined is negative. So definitely there's a drain on the official reserves. The country could be following a fixed or flexible exchange rate regime. Which of the following scenarios are possible for the country's economy in that year? The country's exchange rate reserves may decrease, correct? The country's exchange rate reserves may increase. That's highly unlikely. The country's exchange rate may depreciate, which is very likely. And the country's exchange rate will appreciate. Appreciation is not likely because the demand for currency is obviously falling since there is a net the inflow of capital is negative. So that means the demand for the currency is not there. So this is also highly improbable. So two answers seem correct.
IIT JAM 2021, question number 38. Let k belong to real number. Which of the following statement is correct for the roots of the quadratic equation? This is the quadratic equation. Now, what can be said about the roots of any quadratic equation depends on the discriminant. The discriminant being b square minus 4ac. If b square minus 4ac is greater than or equal to 0, the roots will be real. If it is less than 0, then it will be complex. As simple as that. Okay. So what will be b square minus 4ac in this case? So 2 square into k plus 1 whole square minus 4 into 9k minus 5. Okay. So when will the roots be real? The roots will be real when it is greater than or equal to 0. Okay. So this is what we have. So this can be written as k plus 1 whole square minus 9k minus 5 greater than or equal to 0. So this becomes k square plus 2k plus 1 minus 9k plus 5 greater than or equal to 0. K square minus 7k plus 6 greater than or equal to 0, or k minus 1 into k minus 6 greater than or equal to 0. So whenever k is less than or equal to 1 or k is greater than or equal to 6, then the roots are real. Okay, roots are real and opposite in sign. K less than or equal, roots are real and positive. Okay, between 2 and 4 the roots are complex. This is definitely the case. 100%. 100% this is the case. Okay, now A and D we need to be sure about. ठीक है, इसको कैसे sure होंगे? Let's understand. So you can take an example, supposing. Okay, so you can take any example, but a better method would be if you take Descartes' rule of sign. That is, measure the number of sign changes that are happening. So if k is less than or equal to 1, a value of it will be, say, k is equal to 0. So put k is equal to 0, x square plus 2x minus 5. Okay, no sign change, one sign change. So fx has exactly one sign change. That means maximum number of positive real root is equal to 1. Now I know for a fact that when k is less than equal to 1, both the roots are real. So if I have maximum number of positive real root is equal to 1, it means that one is a positive real root and the other is a negative root, right? So if that is the case, k less than equal to 1 does not ensure that the roots are real and positive. Does not ensure. Okay, one of the root can be positive, but the other has to be negative. So maximum number of roots that are positive is 1, not both. This is not the answer. Now k greater than equal to 6 में again let's take an example. चलो 6 ही ले लेते हैं. Okay, if I take 6, x square, 6 plus 1 7, 14 x, 6 into 9 54, 49. ठीक है. So no sign change, no sign change. fx has no sign change. F of minus x, x square minus 14x plus 49. One sign change, one sign change. So no sign changes means that no positive real root. Now k greater than equal to 6, I know that both the roots are real. So either one is positive, one is negative, both are positive or both are negative. The number of positive roots, I'm getting it as 0. The number of positive real root, I'm getting it at 0. The number of negative real roots, I'm getting it as 2. Okay? So if k is greater than equal to 6, then the roots are real and negative is a correct statement. Please refer to Descartes' rule of sign video. It's there on my student portal. Descartes' rule of sign. Okay, I have done this extensively when it comes to polynomial and quadratic equations. Just take a look at that video and you'll get the hang of why and how to deal with sign changes. Okay, thank you.
Question number 39 or question number 9 of MSQ. If the number of employed workers in a country increases while its population does not change, then the unemployment rate of the country. Now, the formula for the unemployment rate is that it's the labor force minus the level of employment upon the labor force into 100. That's the formula for the rate of unemployment. Now, if the employment rate is increasing, we need to know what happens to the labor force. Now, here we've been told that the population is stagnant. The population is not equal to the labor force. So population may or may not be changing, but the labor force may be changing. So to answer this question, we need to know what happens to the labor force. Now, if labor force is increasing and employment is rising, the unemployment, then it depends on the relative strengths. So it may increase, decrease, or stay the same. So the answer should be may increase or may decrease. But we cannot say anything for certain. So will always will not be true. Only may increase or may decrease will be true.
IIT JAM 2021, question number 40. There are two sellers, H and L, in a second-hand goods market where product quality varies. The sellers know the quality of their own product, but the buyers cannot distinguish the product quality without further information. Sellers' valuation of their own product is based on the quality. H is willing to sell QH quantity at PH. L is willing to sell QL quantity at PL. So QH is greater than QL. PH is greater than PL. That is, higher quantity of the higher quality will be sold at a higher price as well. Okay. What will this market suffer from? Since the buyers don't have perfect information, so the buyer will make an adverse selection. So this is definitely the case. Moral hazard is not a problem like this. Moral hazard is a pollution problem or some externality problem. Market failure will definitely happen because none of the markets will be able to perform according to what they should. Excess supply, this again may or may not happen. Excess supply will only happen if the lower quality product is being demanded at a much higher price. So then excess supply is a possibility, but otherwise not at all a possibility. So this is what I will get as my answer. So that's it. A and C is the answer.